Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, K1ng Brimezus Kamara, and welcome to the first episode of Ring-Side Hotline. Today we're going to talk about some auxiliary tips that will help you prepare and possibly win combat sport tournaments as well as grappling tournaments. I, for one, primarily have kickboxing tournament experience. I may not be the best person to take advice from in the kickboxing world entirely, but I have been very successful in many tournaments. I've won several world and national championships, and there are many people around the East Coast that even consider me to be the best kickboxer as an amateur pound for pound. However, I do not have amateur boxing experience, and I don't think a lot of what I have to say today is going to be beneficial for those planning to compete in boxing tournaments. Mainly because they do not offer multiple division competitions. However, grappling tournaments like NAGA, for example, allow you to compete in gi and no gi divisions. Kickboxing tournaments such as the WKA allow you to compete in multiple styles, such as various styles of kickboxing and Muay Thai. Whether you're competing in stand-up tournaments such as the WKAs, WAKOs, TBAs, or grappling tournaments such as NAGA or whatever, there is one fundamental rule that generally sums up most, if not all, the problems I'll be talking about in this video. And that rule is register for more than one division at least. This is the most important rule when it comes to competing. This one rule literally covers everything that is important when it comes to preparing for regional, national, and even international competitions. I am not saying that this for the sake of filling the pockets of promoters and tournament organizers and whatnot, although it is imperative to support the community with your own money, as well as invest in yourself for your future fighting career if you plan on having an extensive one. When it comes to competing at the amateur level, the most important thing other than winning obviously is the experience. In fact, experience is more important than winning itself. There is probably no greater teacher than experience, and competing in tournaments is the fastest way to gain experience. Fights in quantity is not the only form of experience that matters, but it does matter significantly. And the more times that you can step inside the ring, for that matter, or on the mat, the more you will get comfortable with yourself in the long run. In addition, tournaments usually gather talents from long distances. You would be surprised as to how far a lot of competitors travel to large tournaments. As a matter of fact, if you're watching this video, you might even be one of those competitors that has competed in large tournaments and or has traveled long distances to compete. And if you happen to lose in your division, you also have the opportunity to learn by looking at other fighters and see things that they are doing right to win in their respective divisions. Training with the intent to win multiple fights will also bring more out of you in your training camp, as opposed to when you train just for one single bout. There's a chance that you could win a fight if you haven't been training and you are asked to replace an opponent at the last minute. But you will not be able to get through a gauntlet of fighters if you're not in proper shape, even if you have superior skill. Regardless of who you are, what level that you compete in any sport, you are still subjected to bad decisions here and there. And it is literally impossible not to see fighters, groups, or even entire gyms complain about bad decisions, or even sometimes good decisions at tournaments. But long story short, bogus decisions happen all the time. For example, at kickboxing tournaments, oftentimes you have Muay Thai judges scoring the fight, and they score much differently than how they score ring sports in the West, for whatever reason. And it doesn't make much sense, but that often leads to bogus decisions at kickboxing tournaments. However, if you happen to lose by a bogus decision, or even lose because you weren't quite on your game, or if you lose to a superior fighter, which is most likely the case, if you sign up for multiple divisions, you have a good chance of not only getting your money's worth of experience, but you also have a chance of winning in any different bracket that you aren't eliminated in. Competing in multiple divisions is also the most cost-effective way of getting the most out of a tournament. I can't think of any organizations that don't offer special packages for competing in multiple divisions. I've seen plenty of competitors sign up for one division and only ended up competing once, or even worse, not competing at all. Even at large tournaments. I really would not suggest signing up to fight in a tournament when you have a chance of only fighting once. We have to take in consideration the amount of travel and all the rest of the expenses that come with it, on top of all of the weighing that you would have to do when competing in large tournaments. You'll be much better off competing in your local circuits or on a single card, as opposed to only having a single fight in a tournament with no certainty of actually fighting. Signing up for multiple divisions, especially in large tournaments that last a couple of days like national or world championships, is the best way to keep your focus. Now surely if you end up having to fight multiple times within a tournament, there is a very high chance that you can get injured and even very worn out. But by competing more, you often you still have a psychological edge over those who didn't compete as often as you did. And you're also riding off momentum. As the saying goes, the mind will give out faster than the body. Mental sharpness is an invaluable resource and in the realm of competition. Mental sharpness is an invaluable resource in the realm of competition. The mind will give out faster than the body. A game fighter that's injured will always be more dangerous than a fighter that's fresh and doesn't want it as badly. And the best way to train your mind to have that mental fortitude and that mental sharpness is through experience, which is also why I suggest trying to compete as much as possible in tournaments by signing up for multiple divisions. Perhaps you don't win on your first attempt at a tournament, but at the very least you can go back home with some notes on how to improve yourself. Although this video did not necessarily emphasize certain techniques and training methods on how to prepare yourself for competitions and especially large tournaments, I hope this video is of service to you in a way that will help you both mentally and physically prepare for your upcoming fights. What I've said in this video may not directly apply to your specific situation, but from my own personal experience and dealing with other competitors, I was able to find a strong correlation of tips that certain competitors that win tournaments usually follow. If you'd like to see more videos like this or would like to ask questions about the amateur fight game, please leave a comment below and I will try to make a video to address any issues and or answer questions about whatever you have to ask. This is your boy Brimezus. I'm very glad that you were here for the first episode of the Ring-Side Hotline. Please leave a like below and leave a comment if you can. Tell me what you think. If you have any questions, again, write them down below in the comment section. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at King Kamara. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well. It's your boy King Brimezus Kamara. I will see you guys next time.